Leader of Pan-Yoruba socio-political group Afenifere, Chief Adebanjo, is maintaining his stand on power shifting away from the north. According to him, Nigeria will be in trouble if any candidate other than the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, is elected president come February. Adebanjo also hailed Obi's endorsement by former President Olusegun Obasanjo, saying he was not in any way surprised by the former president's action. He added that Obasanjo has always been in support of power shift to the southeast in the interest of equity, fairness and justice, as well as keeping the country together. Well, joining us now from his Lagos home is Pa Adebanjo. Thank you so much for joining us on Newsday.
I'm happy to see you, and I have to apologize to our wife that I missed her name last time. I won't miss it this time, I promise you.
Well, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Now, Pa Adebanjo, let's get started. You recently advised the APC presidential candidate Bola Tinubu to withdraw his candidacy for Peter Obi because Northerners will not vote for him. But what's the assurance that the North will actually vote for Peter Obi when the PDP's Atiku Abubakar is also in the race?
This is a case of deciding whether there's going to be a Nigeria after February 23rd. If you read my interview or my statement, why we are supporting Obi is based on constitutional and logical reasons, not on any sentiment, on the basis of how we came together as Nigeria and why we are in this country together today. It is not a question of yesterday's program. And it's a pity that many agitators of talking of Nigeria today, they carry my passion. My colleagues are gone. I don't know why God has spared my life till now. You don't know how we came together. The colonialists didn't colonize us as Nigeria. They colonized us as Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa, Ijaw, and others. But God brought us together in 1914, thinking that being united, it will be greater. And we bought it. But the British government made the mistake to be ruling us under a unitary form of government. And I want you, your generation in particular, because all the struggle I'm making, not for me, it is for you people. If we must live in peace together, we must live in peace together, all that the same understanding, not one section dominating the other. That is the basis of this election. That is the basis of our son. That is the basis of Afenifere. So when they were ruling us together under a unity form of government, under the McPherson Constitution, I've repeated it, there was trouble. And when they said they are giving us self-government in the 50s, and we moved the motion that we want self-government now. The North said they are not ready because they are not as advanced as the South. And colonial office then under the colonial secretary, Little brought us to London after the crisis in the House of Assembly. When the motion for self-government was supported by the East and the West, Dr. Zikwe led by leading the NCSC and Agodo did this, but Saudana said no. The passage of that motion led to to Saudana walking out on the people saying, no Nigeria, Araba, this is on record. But Saudana persuaded him, and I'm saying it for optic time. Some of our people are now accusing Awodo of why don't you allow them to go at that time? But Awodo could see the beauty in the unity of the country. He convinced Saudana, said, look, you don't need to go because you are not as advanced. There's a system of government by which can live together, where every region, every ethnic group can develop at its own space. That was what brought in the question of federalism when they get to Lancaster House. And Saudana bought it. And we stated there under this condition that we are going to live together. But because it was not ready in 1956, the East and the West got their self-government in 1956. And they got their own in 1959. And after getting their self-government in 1959, the colonial was granted us independence in 1960. These are facts which I witnessed. I didn't read it in the story. So, when the crisis was on, and she found out warned them that we are different national. We are not the same nation. There's Yoruba nation, Igbo nation, Hausa nation, Fulani, Ijaw, and others. And that the only thing that can bring us together in peace. Mind you, talk about in peace. Because the non can say they have the power, they have the imaginary population which they don't agree. In peace is to get us autonomy for each region under the federation. That was why we agreed on the federal system. And where we put in federal character. The functions of each region was distributed. And it was under that system that Shifaulo performed the wonders in the 1950s. Free education in the Western region. The governor Opara in the East. Fantastic agricultural government. Saudana, all the graduates of the North growing up. And we are living in peace. And the revenue allocation was decided on derivation, which is something which the Niger Delta now talking of we call now resource control. We have fought for it since 1954 and was included in the Constitution. And we are going on. Now, all those things that were divided and give us peace were on. And we agree that the federal government, which cannot be divided, will be shared on equal terms. That was what brought in federal character. It was under that constitution that premiership was created. I would not became the premier. Go into issue. Unfortunately, they have cancelled issue in our system. Many of you can't read this. What I'm telling you now is what you have read in the school. But the military changed this constitution in 1966. Mark it. That is the beginning of our war. That is the beginning of our problem. That is why those of you who grew after 1966 who were born then, or many of you are toddlers at the time we had independence, cannot appreciate my passion. Well, and it is because we believe on living peace. That's why we say all this must be done according to the Constitution. The Constitution that we agree with, we are living in peace, until 1966 when the military came in, was what brought this problem. And after 1998, 1999, when the military now said they ought to go back to the barracks, we say, well, look, you brought in this constitution and imposed it on us. Said that when you are going back to the barracks, go back with your baggage. Bring us the constitution that which we came together. If you are not prepared to give us that, we have to sit down again and agree on the type of constitution under which we are going to live together. That was why the agitation there was Sovereign National Conference when Adebanjo was in power. And Adebanjo said, no, there can be no true sovereignty. And I explained to him then, as I'm explaining now, you can now understand, the sovereignty we are talking of is, we don't want a constitution that any government will dictate. Let all the ethnic nationalities come together. Let us agree on a constitution as we had in 2014. The constitution we agreed there will be the guiding principle that will bring us together.
Very, very well said, sir.
No more, no less.
For the sake of time, please allow me to interrupt. It's very important to understand our history in order to understand the intricate problems that we do have. But I do want to ask you about something currently that the APC presidential candidate has come out to say. We do know that there are issues in his camp. He's alleged that there are forces working behind the scenes to disrupt the 2023 general elections in order to impose an interim government in Nigeria. Do you harbor those same fears that there might be some backdoor plans being hatched in order to unseat what is currently happening, and that there would be an interim government or even just confusion after the elections, maybe with an inconclusive winner? What is your thought on this scenario playing out?
Thank you. That's how I see it. I get you that this time.
Yes, it's how I, sir.
That's how I ask you the question?
Yes, it is.
Is that how I?
Yes, it is. It's me.
Is that how I asking the question? I don't want to miss your name this time.
It's how I'm
Yes,
asking the question, sir, yes.
Yes, I know. I just want to confirm. Thank you very much for that question. I know there's no time under such an interview to give you all the background. It is part of the rumor that is going on now. That when they know now that they don't expect Peter Obi to galvanize as much following as we are gathering now. They have underrated Peter Obi. He has no structure. He has no that. But the way it is going, then they are feeling some. And again, the APC themselves, they are not agreed on the Jagaban. They are just deceiving him. I've said that before. He's just seeing it now. Now that they are now trying to create some confusion in many ways. One, the Northerners don't want to leave the government. That is the denial in many of you, including all those who are in the peace committee. They don't want to accept the fact that the Northerner doesn't want to leave government. If not, why are they sponsoring another? They don't want Jagaban because they know he's not qualified. I said that. On the basis of this rotation, the Southwest has had its own share. That is my grievance against Jagaban, besides other factors. The Yorubas don't cheat people. We have agreed that when it is in the north, the south comes in. And when they are beginning this new 1999 constitution, we started the disappointment with Abiola. They started Obasanjo. When Obasanjo ran, it went to Yar'Adua, that's back to the north. After Yar'Adua came back to the south, he went to Jonathan. After Jonathan, he went to Buhari. After Buhari, now he should come to the south. If there is no conspiracy against the southeast, why is it that the two parties don't choose anybody from the southeast? That is why they are causing confusion. And before then, the southeast people and the Igbos have been agitated that they have been sidelined. They don't want them in Nigeria. They want to go. That is the background to IPOD. That is the background to Ekibran Kanu. And I've said it before, and I told Buhari, this agitation of IPOD, Ekibran Kanu, Igbo in the southwest, will die down the moment you restructure the country back to federalism. He did not accept. I said, the moment you do that today, you silence them. Now, to me, I have said before, until we change this constitution, there should be no election. But there's nobody to support me. Say that I'm talking for anarchy, okay? Now let us have an election. I consider that. We are not buying all sorts of things. Not only that they are maneuvering to vote for another, they are also organizing that when labor is strong, they go and cause trouble there so that they can cancel all sorts of shenanigans. This is why I'm saying, I just summarize it all. If by any act of omission or commission, you will be out, there can be no peace in the country. The South we don't agree, the Southwest we don't agree, because we will not agree for another Northerner to come and rule us for another 8 years. How can we? Are we done this? I take Abubakar, who says a unifier. You are a unifier, you manipulated the constitution of your party in order to make you qualified. Because under your constitution, your party says, President the North, Chairman the South. Chairman the South, President the North. When it comes to this occasion, I will say, no, we will change the constitution. And it is also known that he read himself, in their primary, all these basis of corruption cannot keep us together. So that's why I'm just saying, well, let us go on this constitutional matter. Let's go on peaceably. I have no army, I have no nothing, but the people that are tired of this fraudulent constitution imposed on us, which they will see want to continue. We want to be in Nigeria. The economics of state supports it, but want to be in Nigeria on equal basis. Not any ethnic group dominating the other. That is the crux of the matter. If Buhari want to leave a legacy for us, let the election go on the cheese and give it to where it is. Every region has had its own. You pressmen too, you have never asked the question, both from the APC and PDP, why have they not chosen a candidate from the Southeast? It's a fundamental thing. I have explained that it has gone round. Have they not got any Eastern Southerner in their party? Why should they give it to the party, the region that has had it, or to a region that has just completed another thing? I mean, that is a question for your generation to ask. We shouldn't live in denial. All other factors you are getting, you are just begging the issue. The issue
Very
is
well said. Very well said,
we must live together in peace on equal terms.
Very well said. And we've been asking that question, but like you said, we've not been able to get a satisfactory answer. But we'll keep asking. In the meantime, President Muhammadu Buhari has come out publicly to declare his support for Bola Tinubu, saying that he hopes to hand over to him as a successor. Some would say that that would cancel out speculations that some powers that be are working to ensure that a particular region of the country remains in power. What's your thought on that?
I will tell the Buhari to say that to the Marine. Who is Buhari deceiving? Ask the question, why should you say Buhari is Jagaban? Is he not aware that Obasanjo said it? Has he not got a Southeasterner in his party who have been helping him to be part of the government? That question is fundamental. And you should put that to him that why this is the question of Afenifere members and the progressive members of the North. The Southeastern are asking, we have been sharing this. Why is it that when it's the turn of the Southeast, you say you go back to the North or back to the Southwest? That is the problem. We are not prepared to face the truth. We are not prepared to do justice. If there is no justice, there is no equity, there can be no peace. That is the beginning, that is the root of my statement, that to have peace, to have justice, let us put the presidency where it is. And that is the Southeast, presented by Obi, with the quality that he has. I'm not even talking about the personal qualities of candidates now. The qualification. I have said it before. Jagaba is not counted by the fact that he is not qualified to contest. Before you go to the university, they say you must pass A level. The A level is that you have had your thought. They should refute that. Buhari should refute that. APC should refute that. PDP should refute that. As the Southwest not had his own, and they want to deceive us by putting Jagaban there. Jagaban, we have had our thought. Now you go back to this PDP. In the Southeast, not in the West, in the South, what is the question you should ask? You are just beating about the all that reason. You are just beating about the bush. At the beginning, they say, oh, the Southeast people, they haven't got the candidates. When they now produced Bogali, Obi, and others for them, they were overwhelmed. Let us face the fact. If you don't face it, you are just deceiving yourself. The bottom line is, ask Buhari and all the parties, why are they not taking their candidate from the Southeast? It's fundamental. Since you ask if they are sincere, if Buhari is sincere about keeping Nigeria together.
You're right.
And the question of restructuring is on the manifesto of the APC. They put it aside.
Well, sir, once again, for the sake of time, let me ask you this question. In current events, anyone living in Nigeria knows that this Naira redesign is putting a strain on the average person. It's come with much controversy, from the hoarding of the notes by corrupt bank officials, queues, people vandalizing ATM stalls in frustrations. We do know that the president said that by the end of this week, there will be better resolution, but we also know there are many largely unbanked individuals in Nigeria. Well, it has been told to us that this is to stop a bunch of things happening, including vote buying, since the elections are just around the corner. In your opinion, is this an effective way to deal with this crisis, and would the sacrifices that have been made thus far and all of the strife that we have gone through, would it have been worth it?
Thank you very much. I have said it before, it is one occasion with which I agree with Buhari. That change of the scarcity, I agree with him entirely. But as typical of APC, when they have a good program, the implementation, it is the implementation that is causing trouble. Put the available Naira, make the new one available, particularly to the lower income. Since about a week now, I've not been able, I have to borrow money from my own staff now to buy newspaper this morning. Because I don't wait the last time to change my money. I have changed everything. And I go to the ATM, I can't get anything. I issue check, I can't get anything. It is that one they should look into. Don't play to the hands of the people who don't want the change. By not implementing the thing properly, flood the place with the new notes, and where you suspect, put a check on it. If I want to withdraw 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, 10,000, why you prevent me against those who want to withdraw million, who want to bribe? So you give room for these allegations. I beg Buhari and AP and the Central Bank to put more money, make more money available. You can't say if you don't put a deadline to it. The old one you don't want, the new one you don't make available. That is what makes this system very, very unacceptable. So, in principle, I agree with him, but they have to improve the question of, I believe something is wrong with the banks, and they should have the courage to arrest the bank that is not putting the money available to them, to the public. That is what the thing is. It's only a question of, well, corruption pervades everywhere. And they know where they are, but they close their eyes to it. That's the position, no?
All right, sir. Well, before we let you go, we would like to have your assessment of INEC's preparation for the election, especially with some people complaining of not getting their PVCs. Some people are also expressing doubt over the efficiency of the Beavers machines, especially after the results of the Osun State governorship election, which was overturned. Are you worried, perhaps, about INEC's capability to deliver free and fair election?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, I had thought they have done their best. But the situation that happened in Osun creates some fears in me. And I only think that, well, now they have seen what has happened, they should try to take care of that loophole there. So far, so good. But all that is happening after Osun shows that there is room for improvement, and they should do that very, very quickly to make it credible.
Adebanjo, Afenifere leader, it is always great to have you on Newsday with us. Thank you so much for joining the show, and thank you for all your words of wisdom.